Race drivers, this is Enzo, not with the Race Driver Coach Show. Instead, I'm giving you 5 clips here from the past 6 seasons, and they're your favorites. So I asked the Race Driver Club which episodes from all of them from the 6 seasons are your favorites, and these were the top 5. So I've just put them out now in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 order. And basically I went through all the videos, took a few clips or a clip from each one that I thought was the most important part that I want you to run with over the winter period and into next year to help you win next year. So hopefully you really enjoy this. And before I go, I just want to say thank you so much for everybody who's subscribed, even just watched if you're not subscribed, commented, liked, emailed, because the community of Race Driver Coach strivers is tight. Everybody seems to want the same thing. They want to succeed. Everybody's supporting each other. It's amazing. Thank you so much. And I will be back next year for season 7. It'll be a bigger one, most likely. More episodes than ever before in the season because the F1 season is so long now. Starts in February or the end of. So I'll probably start the same time and finish the same time in Abu Dhabi as well. So it could be bigger, could be more episodes, but I'll attempt to do, and I will do. I'm not going to attempt. I'm going to do every Monday throughout next year in the season to bring you anything you want about just being a better driver, a better individual, a better performer. So let me know if you have questions, and most likely I'll put them into next year's or next season. So thanks again and enjoy your top 5. See you next year. Because you saw the Orange Army, right? You saw the Orange Army out there all cheering him. You need to have your own army. Now, this is the same whether you're an entrepreneur trying to start a company or in a company, or you're an athlete trying to make their way in their sport. You need an army of people not only to support you, but to actually help you on a daily basis. Far too many drivers, I did this and it was my downfall. Far too many drivers are trying to work on their own. Far too many entrepreneurs are trying to work on their own. And you're limited if you do that. There's only so much you can do. You may be the talent, but then if we're expecting you to go and get sponsorship, and then we're expecting you to be the business person and the salesperson, and someone who is good at design so they can put together a proposal, as well as all the liaising you've got to do, the people skills, it's kind of hard to hit all of these areas, to be good in the car and to be absolutely amazing out the car. Now, you know that I teach, you've got to be good inside and out, off track. On track, off track performance has got to be through the roof. You've got to be able to sell. So I'm always teaching these things, these disciplines, these skills that you need. However, there is something else I want to add. You do need help. The more people that you get to help you for your career and support you from the outside, the more chance you have of succeeding. Because when you use other people, work with other people, you add value to their life and in return they add value to your life. When you have that kind of interaction with someone, that partnership, all of a sudden you're tapping into their 24 hours, their resources, their contacts. And if you have a day off and they're still working, you don't lose. Get as many people to help you as you can. But they haven't got much to offer either. They haven't done their homework on the company, and they just say a sticker on the car sort of thing. So they know it's flawed.
So that's the biggest thing when drivers go in. So that's some of the biggest misconceptions about going in for sponsorship that I've seen is a lot of people think, okay, I'm a good race car driver. I can go win races, win championships, all that stuff. And that's all that should matter for the sponsor. Just remember that these companies that are investing in you, some of them will be ran by people who just love racing. So their whole goal is, hey, I want to just be seen in victory lane. Cool. Yep. There companies are out there like that. Yes. The majority of the ones, especially when you're going to look for guys and girls who own companies who are not in racing at all, who have nothing to do with racing, don't even know anything about racing, but are interested in getting into it. A lot of people have no clue what it's about. So a lot of them could care less if you're lane or not. They have other marketing initiatives. When they built their company, they didn't build it on just the thought of, okay, I want to go get into racing and win races. Like that's not what they build their company. They don't make money off of that. They need
to sell.
They break money off of selling products. So you, as a race car driver, we're going to speak to these companies. You must first, boom, you cannot just speak what you want and say, hey, this is what I'm doing for you, and that's it. No, you need to understand their marketing objectives, understand what they're going after. Some companies are like, hey, our goal is just a business to business goal. We don't sell to consumers. I want to connect with McDonald's or Walmart or whoever, because they're at races. Like, if you can just get me that connection so I can put my product on their shelves, and all of a sudden I make millions of dollars for that, that's why I would want to sponsor you. So you have to understand what their initiatives are, and you have to have enough tools and assets on your Batman tool belt that you can provide to make sure that their wants and needs are met. But you got to make sure you have a lot of tools. For me, I can do speaking engagements. We do the appearances, obviously put the names on the race cars, bring people to the events, have VIP stuff for them, do social media stuff. There's all these different things you as a driver have to be capable of doing, and you have to have them all in your tool belt so that you can meet whatever new needs these sponsors are looking for.
Where the focus goes, the energy flows. For example, if you're going through life and you focus on the things that are not so perfect with life, like the weather, like the traffic that you got, like somebody said something that wasn't quite in line with your beliefs. If you focus on them kind of things on a daily basis, even like the news that we have coming in, CNN or whoever, and it's negative news, and you're focusing on that, that's where your energy goes. That's where most of your mind is. And then your reality is created around that, about what you're feeding, ingesting from the world. And if it's all negative thoughts like this, you're going to feel pretty negative. You're not really going to look on the bright side of life very often. However, if you're the type of person that looks upon a new day and reminds themselves of how lucky they are, they look into their lover's eyes and remind themselves of how lucky they are to have that person, how great they are, what's perfect about that person, even their imperfections. The type of person that will go into the day's work and see, right, how much can we actually get out of this day? Not how are we going to make it through this day? And if you have that kind of mindset of, it is positivity, but it's really seeing things for how you want to, in a positive way, you're going to live a positive life. So what you focus on is what you get. And something to really remember after philosophies and all this is ask yourself, where does the minimum speed need to come? This confuses people a lot, but where you have the car at the slowest it has been in the corner, that's the minimum speed. And if you have a minimum speed that's way too early in a corner and there's loads of corner left, you have to wait to get on the throttle, right? So you brake too early and now there's loads of corner left. So you're sort of like waiting. You can't really do anything. You're in limbo. That means your minimum speed is too early. So going into 6 now, you can see this is the correct way of driving, in nice, keeping good speed throughout, and then an early lift and back to throttle early as well. So an early minimum for that one. Then the second lap, chasing the lap time a little bit more. I started going a little bit faster and now I can't get on the throttle until about now. So it's hurting, and this time I'm going quicker here, but now I'm lifting and now back on the power, and you'll see this on the data. Again, with the more correct lapping colors, purple on the speed trace here, and white being when I'm pushing, I'm going into that first left really late and deep and pushing loads in. So it's really good going in, big champion, but then I lose coming out. We've got to come back to where you are now, what you want to succeed at, where you want to get, and let's just take action on doing that. Not spend time on the silly things like I think I'm too old because I'll stand out. It's not the norm. Remember, if you're not the norm, that's a selling point. If you're older than most of the drivers, that means you stand out. Great. There's always an opportunity when you stand out and you're not one of the crowd. It's great. Who cares if you're a few years on? Now you're wiser. And you got to remember that we all mature at different levels, right? I'm a slow mature, I'd say, just in life in general and getting my head around things at school. I was always way behind, but I got there eventually. And I made sure that when I did get it, I made the most of it. You know, so we're all different. So we can't say I should be at this part of my life right at this moment because so-and-so is at my age. In fact, they're younger than me and they're further ahead. Doesn't matter. They had a different starting point. They knew different people. They got lucky maybe. They won a certain race because somebody came off and that race was a big one that got them a scholarship, and then the rest is history. They're in a different situation. Again, don't waste your time thinking about other people. This is you. How are you going to make today work?